Hi, I'm Anne Marie with Speak Confident English, and this is where you want to be every Wednesday. If your goal is to improve your speaking skills in English, boost your fluency and your confidence. And if you ever attend a business meeting in English, or maybe you even have to lead a business meeting in English, then this week is perfect for you. In today's video, we're going to focus on 6 tips that will help you have a successful, effective business meeting in English. And in the online lesson, I have given you a wide variety of expressions that will help you at every step during a business meeting. So let's go ahead and get started. If you sometimes run a business meeting or lead a business meeting in your native language, you know that it can be challenging to keep everyone in the meeting focused on the topics. You know that sometimes meetings can go a little bit too long or be distracting, and sometimes they're not effective. So let's focus on how you can have an effective business meeting and do it in English. So today we're going to talk about 6 tips. Some of them might already be familiar to you. You might already use these tips when you run a business meeting in your native language. But we're going to, of course, focus on doing these in English so that you can grow your vocabulary for business English, professional English, and also talk about some really useful expressions that will help you think clearly, communicate clearly, and be effective in that meeting. So tip number 1, create a written agenda in advance of your meeting. An agenda is your written plan of your meeting. What are you going to talk about? What decisions do you need to make? What tasks need to be assigned to other people? So that agenda will help you to prepare before the meeting. It will help you think about what you want to say in English, and it will keep you focused during the meeting so that you don't lose track, you don't miss the opportunities to complete all of those important items. Now, a couple of tips specifically for doing this in English. Remember, a written agenda will help you be prepared. Your goal is to communicate clearly and effectively in English, to present your opinions and your expertise. Having the agenda will help you to think about what words or vocabulary expressions you might need to use to do that in English. And to be a really effective business meeting leader, if you have other people who will be attending your meeting and they are also using English as a second language, it is so kind and so polite to send the agenda to everyone before the meeting. This will make sure that all the participants also have time to prepare what they want to say in English so that they can also communicate successfully. Now, if you are not leading the meeting, you are attending a meeting in English, don't be afraid to ask for the agenda. You can do that by sending an email or calling them and using this really simple question. I would love to be prepared for our meeting tomorrow or next week. Could you please send me the agenda in advance? It is very kind, very polite and professional, and it will help you be ready for the discussion at the meeting. Tip number 2, decide in advance who should attend your meeting. Remember, your goal is to have an effective meeting. So you want to make sure that the people who are there can discuss the topics that are necessary and maybe make the decisions that need to be made. Also, it's important to remember that everyone at your meeting is not working. They aren't able to do their job at that time. Again, you want only those who really need to be there to attend the meeting. So as you prepare your agenda, think about who has the information you need, who has the decision-making power that you need, or if you are going to be assigning tasks, who needs to be there to help you do that. Tip number 3, an effective business meeting leader will start on time and end on time. When you send out that agenda to everyone coming to the meeting, include your starting time and finishing time and stick to those times. Don't start too late and don't finish the meeting too late. You want to respect everyone's time. It will also help everyone stay focused on the agenda and not on other topics. You want to make sure that you complete the items that you must finish for that particular day. Tip number 4, stay focused on your agenda, but when an important topic comes up unexpectedly, make sure to take notes so that you can talk about it later. So let's get into this a little bit more. Remember that important piece of paper, this agenda that we keep talking about. This is your guide to make sure that you successfully accomplish what you need at the meeting. You discuss the important topics, you make decisions, you assign tasks, and you also include follow-up topics. So during the discussion, it's very likely that other important topics will arise, they will come up. Someone might mention an issue unexpectedly. And it's okay to bring them up, but you don't want to get distracted. You don't want to lose focus from the agenda, from what you need to accomplish. So definitely make a note of any other topics that should be discussed in the future and make a plan to discuss them in the future. But again, if you want to stay successful and effective in your meeting, then you need to stay focused on that agenda. Tip number 5, take notes during the meeting. Now, in business professional English, we often talk about taking minutes. Taking minutes of a meeting is the written record of what was discussed, what was decided, and who was assigned what. What tasks will they be expected to complete in the future? And my recommendation is, if you are running the business meeting, you should ask someone else to take the minutes for the meeting. Your focus is on running an effective meeting and to stay focused on the agenda, to include everyone in the discussion. So it's much more useful and better for your time if you ask someone else to take the meeting minutes. And after the meeting is complete, when you have that written record, you can then send that record, those minutes from the meeting, to everyone else who attended so that they also have those notes and they can remember what was discussed. If they need to make sure that they complete certain tasks, they have that record to help them do that. And finally, tip number 6 for an effective and successful business meeting in English is to follow up. This means to address or answer any questions or unexpected topics that came up during the meeting. And you can do that easily in an email with everyone who attended if there was one question that impacts or affects everyone. Maybe you just need to have a discussion one-on-one with someone, and you can do that again by email or a simple telephone call. One of my top recommendations is, on the same day of your meeting, when you have those meeting minutes, that written record, be sure to send that out by email to everyone who attended or everyone who is supposed to attend. Sometimes people are unexpectedly absent or something happens at the last minute and they can't come, which is another great reason to have those meeting minutes, because it will communicate all the important topics you discussed, the decisions that were made, and again, any tasks that were assigned for everyone, even those who were unable to attend. Following up after a business meeting is a true sign of an effective leader. It shows that you are going to make sure that the tasks or decisions are managed correctly, you make sure that they get completed, and that everyone is on the same page. It's a great expression to know. When everyone is on the same page, it means they all have the same understanding. They know exactly what happened, what was discussed, what was decided. Everyone has the same information. And with that, you have 6 simple tips to help you run an effective business meeting in English. Of course, you definitely should go to the online lesson to review all of the example expressions that I've provided for you that you can use at every step during your business meeting to help you direct the meeting in the right way, to help you make sure everyone is included and has a voice, and to help you start and finish on time. And with that, thank you so much for joining me every Wednesday for Confident English. Don't forget to go to the online lesson and review all of the vocabulary and expressions, some of which we've talked about in this video, but there are many more to help you boost your speaking skills, your fluency, and your confidence in English. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday.